Hey, 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 it's almost spring break. Who's ready? I know I'm ready. Anybody do anything special? I want to hear about it tomorrow, okay? Come and tell me what you're going to do. I'm going on a cruise. I'm going to go to Belize and Cozumel and Honduras and be on a boat for a bunch of days. So I'm going to take lots of pictures. So when we come back, I'll show them. Maybe I'll put them in my videos. I think I may record some videos while I'm on the cruise. So that'd be fun, wouldn't it? I could teach some math lessons while sitting on the beach or on the boat. And I can take some pictures. I think I may have to do that. That'll be fun. Okay, well today we're here to talk about area. And who remembers what area is? Does anybody remember? I'm looking for the, hang on just a second, I forgot to get my papers reset. Area is the space that covers an area. Okay, so we could say the space that covers. Something. Okay, yesterday we talked about a fence was the perimeter. Well, for the area, that would be the grass. Grass would be an area. Okay, for the walls, remember we talked about the walls? Well, the carpet would be the area. The walls would go around and the carpet would fill in that space. If we talked about a picture frame, the frame being the perimeter, well then that means the picture would be the area. Just a second here. Okay, so to find area, we talked about yesterday perimeter of a square and a rectangle, and we had two different formulas. Well, for the area of a square and a rectangle, they're basically the same. Last year, when you were in third grade, you probably looked at a shape and it probably had like this, right? And had those little squares colored in, and then you just counted them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you said the area was 15. And that's one way to do it, but we're not always going to have a shape. If I'm laying carpet, I'm not going to have a little square that's going to have all the little squares in between. It's not going to be exactly right. If any of you have a dad that's their job is to lay carpet, they'll vouch for you. They're not going to have those little squares. So you have to actually know how to do this with the formula for area. Okay? And for area, oops, let me pull my little wrist guard up. Area, the formula is length times width. And if I'm looking here at this shape and I say 5 centimeters, and this one's 3 centimeters, I would say area equals the length, which is 5, times the width, which is 3. And 5 times 3 equals 15. Now, our label is a little different for this one. Because they are squares, because it's that filling in part, we'd label it with the centimeters, but we're going to put a little 2 up in the air like that. And that means centimeters squared. Okay? So we're going to have, when you're dealing with area, you have the measurement with a little 2 in the air because it's centimeters squared. And you can also write it like this, with an abbreviation for square and centimeters. Okay? Now, what if it's a square? We did a rectangle. Is a square different? Well, basically you could still say area equals length times width, but you could also say area equals side times side. Because when you have a square, if this is 8 yards, it's 8 yards all the way around, right? So area equals the 8 times the 8, because it's 8 all the way around, so it's side times side. So area equals 8 times 8, which is 64. And then again, you want to put your unit of measure and then a 2 up in the air for squared. It's 64 square yards. Okay, so basically you're multiplying on a rectangle and a square, you're multiplying the corners. Okay, well, here, let's practice one. Here's one. It's a rectangle. And so I'm going to say area equals, and the formula I'm going to use is length times width. So area equals 6 times 5, which means area equals, what is 6 times 5? That's right, 30. But I'm not done. What do I have to also add? Inches, and that 2 up in the air for square inches. Okay? That's how like the big kids write it. Younger kids write it square inches. But we can square it up in the top. Okay, what if I have a square here? Okay, so I have a square here, so I think about it. And again, what's the first thing I have to do? Write my formula. That's right. Area equals side times side. And so I say area equals, what's my side? Well, that would be 10 times, what's my other side? That would be 10 again. You're right. So then we'd say area equals 10 times 10, which would be 100. And then we could say millimeters. Whoops, I didn't do that M right. Squared, or squared millimeters. Okay, so not too hard. Alright, I want you to pause the video and draw this one. Remember, don't forget you have to draw the shape and label it, and then write your formula, area equals, and then solve it. Okay, pause the video and solve it, and then come back. Okay, so you should have paused it. You should have written your rectangle. Then you should have 9 feet and 5 feet. And then you should have solved it. Area equals, you want to do length times width, not plus. Length times, because again, we're filling in this whole space right here. Find out how much is that space right here. So it would be 9 times 5. And what is 9 times 5? Area equals, that would be 45 square feet, or feet squared. Either one will work. Okay? So, your homework is going to be these 6 problems right here. And, again, if you don't have the worksheet, don't fret. Don't get all excited and get all worried about it. Just pause the video and write them down. Now, you may have to stop and look. If you look here, like number 1, they've given you the lengths and the widths. But here on number 2, they didn't. But if you count how many squares, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So this would be 4. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 6. It doesn't give you a unit, so you can use this word right here, square units. Okay? And here you can do the same thing with number 3. 4, 5, and 6, they've got them there for you. The formulas are right up there at the top of the page. So if you forget which formula to use, they're right there. Actually, they just use the one formula for both. It works for a rectangle. They didn't give you the formula for a square, but it works for a square as well. All right? Bring this tomorrow to class. Bye.